All right, so having a look at this first question over here, we want to find the volume of the prism below. Okay, so firstly, what we have to do is find the area of this front shape over here. Okay, so we got to find the area of the front shape over here. So that means we've got to get area. Now, area over here is given as half 6 plus 10 times 5, because the area of a trapezium is given as half a plus b multiplied by height. All right, and that's the area of a trapezium. So that's going to be A, that's going to be B, and that's going to be H, which will be my height. Once I've calculated this cross-sectional area, I take the cross-sectional area and I multiply it by the depth. And the depth is the part that makes it 3D. So if I have to put repetitive trapeziums one behind the other, it will form a 3D shape. All right, so it'll form a 3D shape. And so that basically will allow me to, okay, let me just remove that. So that'll allow me to get the volume. So let's go back to the area now. We've got a half of 16 times 5. A half of 16 is 8, and 8 times 5 is 40. And so 40 centimeters squared is going to be the area of this front shape here. Now, the volume. Volume is given by area multiplied by depth. The area we calculated to be 40, and the depth we're saying is 20. And 4 times 2 is 8. 100 centimeters cubed. And we're done. All right, so the volume for this shape will be 800 centimeters cubed. Let's go to question B now. For question B, we have an L shape, so we need to find the area of this front of it over here, which is your L shape for this. Okay, so to do that, we are going to break it up into rectangles. Okay, so we're going to break up the shape into rectangles, and I need to find the dimensions of each of the rectangles and only use the dimensions that I need to find the area. So this is going to be the length of this upper rectangle, and this is the width. So the area of this is going to be 7 times 12, which is 84 centimeters squared. Now looking at this area over here, okay? If this is 15 and this is 7, then this will be 7 at the bottom, which means this will be 8 over here. And so this over here will be 8 centimeters here. This length over here, if that's 9 and I draw a line this way, and this is also 9, then this will be 3 centimeters here, which will be 3 centimeters over here. And 8 times 3 is 24 centimeters squared. And that's how we would get that area there. All right, so if this is 3 centimeters, let me just say that again. Then this area is going to be 8 times 3, which is 24 centimeters squared. Now remember, we're using the 8 and the 3, the 7 and the 9. We're not actually using the 9, and we're not actually using the 15. Unless we break this L shape into a line going this way, we would then end up finding that rectangle, and then we'll need the 15 and the 9. But for now, we don't need it. So this cross-sectional area at the front, which is part of my volume formula, I need to calculate area times depth. Now that front area is going to be the sum of 84 and 24. So 84 plus 24 will be the area. The depth is a single value, just 20 in this case. So that's going to be my depth. So I multiply it by 20. That comes to 108 times 20. 108 times 10 is 1080 times 2, 2160 centimeters cubed. All right, just to double check that, 108 plus 108 is 216, right? So let's see if we times it by 2. Times it by 10, just put another 0, and that's what you got there. 2160 centimeters cubed. Let's have a look at the next shape over here. This next shape over here, we're going to divide the shape across. All right, we're going to divide the shape across and maybe make it into some kind of triangle. And what we want to do is first find the area of the front. Get that area and multiply it by 15. Now the area of the front is made up of two parts. It's made up of this triangle and it's made up of this rectangle. So we're going to find both areas. The triangle is going to have a base of 9 and the height is 12 minus 8, which is 4 centimeters. And so this area is going to be a half base times height. And a half of 9 times 4. 36 divided by 2 is 18. And so that comes to 18 centimeters squared. The top part, only the top part. Now we're looking at this area over here at the bottom. Okay. All right. So we want to remember that the area of the bottom here is a rectangle. So it's going to be length times width. And so that's going to be 9 times 8. And what is 9 times 8? Equal to 72 centimeters squared. So the cross-sectional area, or the total area, remember volume is found by taking cross-sectional area and multiplying it by depth. Again, we have a sum of areas here now because we have 18 for the triangle and we have 72 for the rectangle below. And then we're multiplying it by the depth. All right, so that's going to be this value over here. And that's going to be 15. Okay. So that's 15. 18 plus 72 is 90. And 90 times 15 is like 900. 10 plus 5 be 900 plus 250. It comes to 1,350 centimeters cubed for that. All right, next one. We're looking at a trapezoid. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to calculate the area of the front of this. Now that's given as the following. That's given as half times base of, well, let's say a plus b. Parallel lines are 5 and 11, so we're going to go 5 plus 11 times 8 after that. Now, 5 plus 11 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 times 8 is 64 centimeters squared. And the volume is going to be given by area. I'm just going to put A times D, which is depth. Okay. And so that comes to 64 times 17. Now, if I take 64 and I multiply it by 17, 7 times 4 is 28. Put the 8, carry the 2. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 2 is 44. Put the 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 6 is 6. Add it up. 8, 8, 10 comes to 1088 centimeters cubed. Grab a calculator, make sure for these complex ones, you can double check it somehow. Okay. All right, so I'm double checking it now. Taking 64 times 17 comes to 1088. All right, moving on to the next one. Remember this one here, we have to divide it. Got to divide this shape. Maybe draw a line across there. And this is going to be, this area is 10 times 3. And this area over here is going to be 6 times 4. And so that'll come to 24. This will come to 30. Don't forget the centimeters squared. Okay, so volume is equal to area multiplied by depth. And so that'll come to 30 plus 24 multiplied by depth. The depth is going to be 8. That's the number that we're going to multiply this by. 30 plus 24, by the way, is 54. And so now we want to take 54 and we want to times it by 8. We want to times it by 8. And now 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 3 is 43. And so that comes to 432. Let's just double check. 30 plus 24 is 54. 8 is my depth. All right, so what am I doing? I'm taking my total area and I'm multiplying it by my depth. Okay, that comes to 432. Okay, so final answer is going to be over here, 432 centimeters cubed. Okay, let's go to the next one. For this one, this area over here is given by a half. Now this is 9 and that's 14, so it's 9 plus 14 multiplied by the perpendicular height 8. Nine plus 14 is 23. So this is going to be 23 divided by 2 multiplied by 8. And 2 will go into 8 4 times. 4 times 23 will be 80 plus 12, which is 92 centimeters squared. Right, 92 centimeters squared. That's going to be the area. Okay, just double check me here. So we've got a half of 9 plus 14 times 8. Let's double check that. So 9 plus 14 is 23. Divided by 2 times 8 comes to 92. Now, the volume for this, remember, is equal to 92 multiplied by 3. That comes to 276 centimeters cubed. And why do I do that? Because 92 is my area and 3 is my depth for this.